Welcome to Preach the Word Worldwide Network. Praise the Lord. Praise God. Thank you so much for tuning in today on the Preach the Word show. And you are going to be truly blessed today. Today's a very special broadcast for us all today because, you know, we hear preaching all the time, and the preach word is so powerful. The word of God is powerful. But there's something else that's really powerful, and that is the sound of music. That is gospel music like none other. I want you to help me welcome the legendary Dorothy Norwood. Blessings to you. Blessings, woman of God.
Likewise.
Yes, I am. I feel honored, so honored and privileged just to be seated here and talking with you. And we're getting ready to really go way back.
Yes.
And talk about gospel music and how valuable and important it is to us, and where it came from and where it was then and where it is now.
Yes.
And let's do that. Can you share with me how it all began?
Well, yes, I can share with you. As far as I can remember, we can go all the way back to Brother Thomas Dorsey.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Thomas A. Dorsey. I was living during that time, but he was the beginning of gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
He was the beginning of gospel music. He told a story about how he was singing the blues in a nightclub, you know, and somebody gave him a message and said that his wife and his child had perished in the fire. And
My God.
And it had burned up. They had burned up. And naturally he had to go home. But he wrote that song that said, "Precious Lord, take my hand.
My God.
Lead me on and let me stand." And you know, we've gotten away from those kind of songs now.
Yes.
But I tell you, you know, the new stuff is all right. I love some of it. I love me some Kurt Franklin. I love it. But if you get in trouble, you're going to have to go back to those old songs.
Yes.
And that just, that was one of the first gospel songs.
Yes. You're blessing me already because I would have never known that how he started out.
Yes.
And how that song came about. I remember being a little girl.
Yeah.
And hearing that song,
Yes.
"Precious Lord, Take My Hand." I remember hearing my mother sing that song, and that song had so much weight to it.
Yes, yes,
It had so much weight to it, to even the sinner of sinner
yes,
would come to tears
Yes.
with a song like that.
oh
The
yes,
hearts of men could really be touched. And it's just something about gospel music. And even that very song, you really hit something there, woman of God.
Praise God.
Precious
Praise
Lord,
God.
take my hand
Lead me on and let me stand.
and let me stand.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And then it went on from there to when I was just a little girl. The gospel singing, you know, I was born here in Atlanta. And most gospel singers came to Atlanta to sing at the City Auditorium. And you had people like the ward singers. Surely God is able. You had people like the angelic singers. Touch me, Lord Jesus.
Yes, yes.
Y'all don't remember that. Y'all too young
Yes,
for
we
that.
remember that.
All right, all right, all right. And then you just had a lot of them, even before my time. And I had a vision, I had a dream. Even though I finished school, once I finished school, I got a scholarship to go to Morris Brown College. But that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to sing gospel music. because everybody that came here had inspired me to do gospel music. And I went to Chicago. I went downtown. I worked at a place called Fulton Trouser Company for 2 weeks. I'm just telling the story. I might not preach it. This is my preach here. For 2 weeks. And I got my check. My mama said, you're not going to go. I want you to go and finish college, because then you can go on and do your gospel. I said, I got to go, Mama. I had a cousin that lived in Chicago, and she sang with a group called the Robert Martin Singers. Anybody remember that? I went downtown and got me a ticket and got on the train. My mama fixed me 3 pieces of fried chicken, some pound cake, and 2 packages of Kool-Aid and some sugar. And I got on that plane, that train, and I went to Chicago. First day I got to Chicago, I went to my cousin's house, and there was a young lady named Gloria Griffin. She called me up. She said, you in town? I said, yes, I am. She used to sing with the ward singers. She said, well, do you want to go over to 44th Street Baptist Church? Mahalia Jackson is over there singing tonight. I said, yes, I do. I went to 44th Street Baptist Church, and Gloria remembered me from Atlanta when all the singers would come. Most of them would have me and the Norwood Gospel Singers, which was my mother's group, to open up for them. She said, we got a little girl here, so she can sing, let her sing. And so my head said, bring her on up.
Wow.
And I pulled up, I said, now, this is my dream and my vision. I got to do good tonight. I pulled out my best stop. And I sung a song that I had been singing in Atlanta, Georgia, that said, just tell Jesus, tell him all. And so when the concert was over, Mahalia went on, sung, move on up a little high. When it was over, and everybody was standing in line waiting to shake Mahalia's hand, she looked back there, she said, don't you go nowhere, I want to see you. I said, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. I want to say, what you think I came all the way up here for? And when it got to me, when she got to me, she said, hey, little gal, I say, it's something about you. Say, something about you. Say, you know, you want to go on the road and sing with me? I said, yes,
Wow.
ma'am. And she took me and 3 more singers on the road to sing. And we sung, and then Mahalia her health started failing her, and she broke up the little group that she had. And I went back to Chicago. By faith, I went and joined Reverend Clay Evans' church.
Wow.
And Alex Bradford had a song that I used to sing all the time with Reverend Clay Evans' church that said, low is the way. And they used to call me Low. So I was singing that in the choir that night at the broadcast. See, churches in Chicago, each one of them had a broadcast on Sundays, you know. So his was at 9 o'clock. He had come from Memphis by faith, Reverend Clay Evans. He's 94 years old now, still going. But he came from Memphis and started him a church in a center called the Canaan Center. And one night when I was getting ready to sing that song, Low is the Way, I looked back in the back. All the seats were filled because he filled up the seats. Oh, they ran behind him. As soon as he got to town, I'm telling y'all what I know. So, Reverend, I looked back in the back, and guess who was standing back there up against the wall? Albertina Walker.
Wow.
I said, oh, Lord, I got to do this now. I got to get in. I got to get in on the mainstream. And I sung that song, and I went all up the aisle singing, "You got to bow so low."
Can you sing just a little bit of it for us?
It just says, "Low, low is the way to the upper bright world. Let the heavenly light shine on me."
Wow.
Oh, sister, you have to bow so low. You got to bow so low. I went to every seat telling
Wow.
the sisters they got to bow. I said, that's what you got to do. You got to, other words, you got to humble yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to try to get big shot, but you got to humble yourself. The Bible says that. And so, when I got to the back, when that service was over, Albertina Walker met me in the middle of the aisle. She said, "You want to go on the road and sing with the caravans?"
My God.
There you go. I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I went on the road and sang with the caravans. And I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all don't have time. Y'all gonna put that 2 minute on me in a minute. Cause you don't have time to hear what the caravans went through.
We want to know, what did the caravans go through?
Albertina Walker had 8 brothers, and she was the only 2 sisters. She was one of them. And they bought her a new Roadmaster Buick. And we all got in that car and traveled all around the country. You know, the 2-lane highways. They didn't have all these interstates. And went through the Jim Crow and the segregation. We had to go to the back door to get us a sandwich, you know? And, but we made it. And we had some trouble. We had a young man that was driving for us one time, and we pulled up in the service station, and he was weighed some paper on the seat, weighed some soda on the seat, and he wiped it off and threw the paper down on the ground. I said, "You better get that paper." So I went in to pay for the gas. That man reached under the counter and got a shotgun. Newport News, Virginia. That was the South then. And he came out, and we was getting ready to pull out the driveway. We was getting ready to pull out the driveway. He said, "Hey, nigga, you better pick up that paper." He said, "I ain't picking them." And so Albertina said, "You better get that
Hold
paper."
that right there. We're going to take a break, and we're going to find out what happened on that. We'll be right back.
Does this sound familiar? You make the minimum payment, but the balance is still the same. You make a payment a few days late. Here come the late fees, past due notice, and the collection calls. We understand dealing with debt problems is not easy. It is stressful and hard, not only for you, but for your loved ones, your family. You're not alone, but you must understand debt problems only get worse unless you take action. If you owe more than $10,000 in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt, please take a minute and call the number on the screen. Learn about programs that have helped thousands of people get out of debt. Reduce your monthly payments, cut interest, and even settle your debt for a lot less than you owe. Save thousands. Get your life back. Call the number on the screen now. It's a free call, free information, and most importantly, you will have options. Remember, waiting will not make the problem go away. Call us. Our lines are now open.
We're back on set with the legendary Dorothy Norwood, and we have been waiting. That 1 minute has felt like 30 minutes, but we've been waiting, wanting to know what happened after this shotgun situation here.
He pointed that shotgun at the car, and this guy that that played for us. Oh, he was so grand. And what you want? I got down on the floor. Albertina and them, they ducked their heads too. So Inez Andrews, the one married unto we,
Yes.
she leaned over me. I'm on the floor and rolled the window down and said, and the man said, you better come back here and pick up. She said, I'll pick it up, mister. She got out of that car and went and picked up that paper. She picked up cigarette butts. She picked up everything she got. And she said, you tell that Ian that we'll kill him down here. We don't play. And we got back in the car, and that's how we made it.
Wow.
That's how we made it out of that situation. Well, Consider George to walk around heaven all day. Y'all ain't heard that, huh?
Yes.
Okay, Consider George was singing with us, and we were in Youngstown, Ohio one night, and we had another guy driving for us named James Herndon. And so Albertine always told us, say, all right, say when you get to the service station, say anybody got to go to the bathroom, get out and come on, get back in so we can go home. So Cassetta waited until James Herndon went in the men's bathroom, and she got out and went in the ladies' bathroom. Well, we all were laying there asleep. James Herndon got in the car and drove off. Don't close your mouth. This was at the service, service area, and we rode all night. We didn't have no cell phones then. We rode all night till we got to the Indiana toll road. And so James said, hey, give me the money to pay for the tolls, Albertina. He said, where's Cassetta? She said, where's Cassetta? He said, she ain't back there with y'all? The last place we stopped, she was getting ready to come out the bathroom, and we had drove off and drove about 300 miles.
Oh my God. Wow.
We had to turn around and drive all the way back. And the only thing that saved it was I had the receipt for the gas, and I saw what service area that we stopped there. And I called, and we said, is there a young lady there where you made a mistake and left her? The man said, yeah, she said y'all drove off and left her. He said, but I gave her something to eat. And we went back and picked up Cassetta. Cassetta got in that car. She didn't speak to us all the way to Chicago. Got to Chicago, she got out and quit the group. But she came back. Those are just a couple of, things that happened on the road with the caravans. But we passed by accidents where people had gone on the wrong side of the road trying to pass, in a curve, and everybody got killed, and God spared us. And here we are today.
Yes.
Still standing.
Yes.
Still standing. And we had there's a gospel legend DVD. I ain't talking about the last one. I'm talking about that first one that Bill Gaither did. And I looked on that video, about 35 or 36 people have gone home to be with the Lord.
Wow.
And I'm still here.
Yes.
By the grace of God, I'm standing
Yes.
here today.
Yes.
Yes. There's much more, but I could tell much more. Well, let me tell you. James Cleveland and I, when we sung at a place in Wilson, North Carolina, sung at a ballpark. Oh, this is more money than we had ever made the group. We made $100 a piece. that Sunday in the ballpark. So that Monday, James got me and said, "Come on, let's go downtown. We're gonna go shopping." I said, "Okay." And so I went and I got me a little dress and I got me a blouse, and they put it in a box, and I carried it down the street to the men's store. We got to the men's store. James say, "I'm gonna get me some white pants." So he went and got some white pants. But what he did was, instead of him picking up one pair of white pants, he picked up two. And then he called me and said, "Here," called me in the dressing room. He said, "Here, open your box." I opened my box up, and he stuck those pants. He stuck those pants in my box and tied it back up. And I'm getting nervous all the time because the man walking around wondering what the two of us in there. And I say, "I got to go get me a drink, get me a soda." So what I did, see, I've always had some wisdom. God always gave me wisdom. While he in there trying on that other patty he didn't steal, I went around to the back and there was a trash can. I pulled them pants out of my box and put them in the trash can. And I came back around there, and when I came in that door, that man say, "Oh no, I know I had another pair of pants. Where them pants? Where them pants?" James say, "You ain't had no more pants." "I ain't have but one pair of pants." He said, "Where them pants?" "I had another pair of pants." The man say, "You mind if I look in your box?" James grabbed my box. "You ain't got to be looking in her box." He didn't know I had thrown them away. I said, "Yeah, you can look in my box." He looked in that box, and he didn't see the pants. So he went on, let us pay for them, and let us leave. James got in the car. He said, "What'd you do with them pants?" I said, "I'll tell you when I get to the hotel." I ain't going back to get them pants.
Wow.
But we had some good days. We had some bad days. We had days where Albertina got the wrong contract, and we drove, instead of going to Cincinnati, Ohio, we ended up in Cleveland. And the man that booked the program in Cincinnati had sold all them tickets. And Albertina called and said, "Can we give you another date? We made a mistake on the road." He said, "Yeah, you can give us another date." So he gave us another date. Well, we drove to Cincinnati about 6 months later, and we got there and the church was locked. So we called the man up. He said, "I'll be down there in a minute." He came down there, he said, "Y'all disappointed me. I'm disappointing y'all." I said, "What?" We had to call to get some money to get back home. Those were the days of the caravans. But we suffered it, and look, God has brought us from a mighty, mighty long way. Then my mother got sick and I had to go home. I don't know how Shirley C's got in the caravans. I had to go home because I said, they had amputated my mother's leg. And I said, "Well, I just have to wait or get somebody else. I'm not going to let my mother suffer like this." My mother had 4 more children, but they all had gotten married. And I'm the only one. I went home and took care of my mother until she passed away. But while I was home, they went through Durham, North Carolina, and picked up Shirley Caesar. Shirley Caesar was singing with a one-legged man called Leroy. And they used to sing all the Sam Cooke songs, all the Sam, wonderful, all his songs. And that's how Shirley Caesar got in the caravans.
Wow.
Because I left. But wait, I didn't stop. They didn't have no room in the car for me. But I didn't stop. I didn't let that stop me. I called Albertina. I said, can I come back to Chicago this day at your house? She said, yeah, come on back. I went back there, and they was all singing songs to high voices, you know, Inez Andrews, Mary Don't You Weep and all that. I said, now you know what, God? I ain't gonna stop at this. And God gave me stories to tell. And my first story was a denied mother.
Yes.
Anybody remember that, dude? Huh? And they
Yes.
called me the gospel storyteller. I
Yes.
told that I got a gold record for that.
Yes.
And then I did another one called Johnny and Jesus. I'm talking about me now.
Yeah.
So then they called me up after we got so famous. The Caravans were on the show at the Apollo Theater in New York. Anybody never heard of that, have you? Yeah. You ever heard of it? So my group, the Dorothy Norwood singers, since I had those hit records with those stories, they had me to come to the Apollo too. So when I went in the back door and at the Apollo, the dressing room, Shirley Caesar saw me. She said, "What you doing here?" She thought I was going to take her place. She said, "What you doing here?" I said, "The same thing you doing here." And God blessed me just over and over and over again. I never been jealous of nobody.
Oh my God.
That's the end of my book will be out sometime in this fall.
Wow.
That's the end that's
Yes.
just about the end of the story.
Wow. This has been amazing.
Yes.
We have learned so much, and
Yes.
we have been so blessed by you, woman of God.
Bless you.
You are truly a jewel.
Praise
You
God.
are truly a jewel
Praise God.
in gospel music and so much more. We'll see you next time on the Preach the Word Show.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
1-855-654-4561.
Independence U for an independent you.
1-855-654-4561.